Hello everyone and welcome back to yet again another video on a clone device, because these videos seem to be somewhat more popular than sneakers on this channel, which is kind of good because I was starting to get sick of them. So now I'm having a look at clone stuff, which is ultimately very, very fun and enjoyable. Except, well, when I have one sitting around my house for about 2 months and I completely forgot all about it, I can finally have a look at it on camera because, yeah, this was just sitting around and I thought, oh, I'll get to it one day. Then I found it and went, oh yeah, okay, right. So this here, I found this little gem at one of my local flea markets where they said that this was for parts and not working, which usually means that it's probably just unusable and we don't want to use it, so we're just going to get rid of it. But I paid $4 for this device in here. $4 whole. But when you see it, you'll go, oh, okay, fair enough. So as you can see in the title, it is a Samsung tablet. What exact tablet is it though? Let's have a look. So this case came as a freebie. It's just got a micro USB on it, so I could use it for whatever, which is fine. That's worth more than the device itself, because the device is worth literally nothing, unless in 10 years it's worth something. Who knows? But here it is here, in all of its wonderful glory. I'm going to take it out of this case for the whole simplistic idea of this video, because this tab is going to annoy me. How the hell do you get this thing? Oh, there we go. Never mind. Okay, all good. All right, so we literally don't need this now. We have this. We have this wonderful piece of technology here, which has a million fingerprints on it because I didn't clean it. And as you can see here, this is one of these Samsung tablets that is based off one of the Pro Tablet 10s or something like that. I'm not particularly sure, but one of the ones released in about 2014 or 2013 or something like that, where they had that actual dock connector here. The 30-pin one kind of looked like an Apple 30-pin proprietary connector, but it kind of wasn't. It was a Samsung proprietary one, and then they just went, stuff it, and then moved to micro USB. That one. But this one here is a fairly light device. We have the 2 speaker grills on the side. We have a little camera up the top there, which is probably a 0.2 megapixel camera, but we will see. We have the Samsung branding on there, which is in a very bold font, which is a little bit unusual. What is on the back of the device is really, really interesting. Go to the side ports here. So we have a micro USB port, a hole for a microphone, I assume. Yes, that is correct. An SD card slot, headphone jack, a SIM card slot, and then the reset button. So, you know, that's pretty good. But when we get to the back here, things become extremely, extremely strange. Firstly, whoever owned this decided to put the screen protector on the back of the device instead of the front. So to that person, well done. That was a very smart move, protecting the back plastic with a screen protector. Fair enough. Anyways, I can't really say anything about that. Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro 8.4, which I don't think exists. I don't think it does. But we have another camera on the back here. We also have this information. So, what is it exactly? It is a GTP 6100 with FCC regulations, rated 5V at 2 amp, made by Samsung. Of course it's made by Samsung. It has 4G, it has Wi-Fi, and it has 512 gigabytes of storage. Yeah. But if you look here though, at this little shiny sticker, it says 3G. So is it for it's one of them. It's probably 2G, to be fairly honest. It's probably not even 3G, not even 4G. They're just like, we'll just slap every sticker on it possible. We'll just slap 4G on it, we'll slap 3G on it, no one will ever know. So it's not gonna be 4G, but I doubt it's gonna be 3G. But you can make phone calls from this thing. That's extremely strange. I also have to note that the font here is slightly crooked. Just a little bit though, but that's okay. Why does this thing exist though? I mean, were these tablets expensive or anything like that? I don't think they were. They were fairly inexpensive if I remember that far back. If something physically exists, there's always a clone of it. That's what I've somehow learned over the past couple of years. There's also this here, which to the unsuspecting eye looks like, you know, some sort of a stylus or something. Nah, it's a flipping antenna. Just, you know, why not? Just an antenna. just because you'd look like an idiot on the train with this, with an antenna sticking up, just watching TV. You know, that's completely fair. Oh shit. So that's completely useless considering we don't have analog TV. I don't think this is going to be digital TV or anything, but I've rambled long enough about this thing. So let's go ahead and power this device on. Oh, we have volume and power. That's really it as for button stuff. All right, now I did charge it last night as well, so it should be relatively charged. We'll see. Okay, now it's finally time to power up the device. Quick note first, yes, I've still got the band-aids on my thumbs because I am getting the corrective surgery thing, which is going to take quite a while, so just ignore them, simply. But sorry, can't really help it, unless you want to see really disgusting wounds and stuff like that, which I don't think you guys really want to see. So anyways, let's power this thing on. There's a bunch of fingerprints, and I'm not going to clean the screen because it's only just going to get more fingerprints on it again. Let's power it on, see what it does. I know what it does, but it just looks, yeah, pretty tacky. What the hell's that? There we go, got that off. There we go, Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro 8.4. It's a bit of a mouthful to say. So, yep, boots up, no Samsung sound. I don't even know if the speakers work on this thing, to be fairly honest. The only thing I've really done is just powered it on and quickly just went through a couple of things and went, yeah, okay, it's fine, and then just left it. So, we'll see. Okay, we are booted up. So, what do we have? This looks like TouchWiz, does it not? Straight off the bat here, the screen resolution of this is absolutely horrendous. It looks awful. But we'll tear it down, we'll see the specs and all that sort of stuff. But let's have a look and see what's actually built into it, like app-wise. We have phone, which will be interesting. I'll give it a call and see what it does. People, messaging, camera, music, settings, browser, Play Store, calendar, gallery, calculator, file manager, sound recorder, clock, video player, FM radio, backup and restore, maps, email, notebook, Google settings, wireless input, downloads, Google, voice search, Gmail, analog TV. See, told you analog TV. It's not going to work. They've got channel 38, but, oh, turning on TV. Fabulous. Yeah, I won't be able to pick up anything. I don't know yeah, that's it. It's just all widgets and stuff now. But yeah, a lot of the icons are based off the TouchWiz UI of Samsung's earlier generations of devices, which doesn't look out of the ordinary. But there's like, I'm pretty sure this is factory reset. I'm not too sure if there's any data left on here by the people I bought it from. If there is, I'll blur it out. So it's all good. Okay, so yeah, phone will be interesting to test. The rest of the applications are pretty much like, I mean, what does Notebook look like? Okay, well, that's what Notebook looks like. Maps and Notebook and Google and sound recorder and all that sort of stuff. So all the usual applications. Do we really need to go through them? What we want to go through is settings, because that's the most important part. Now, I'm trying to look at the screen of this device and trying not to get the light in the screen. So this is very difficult to do, but I'm trying my absolute hardest here to, I can't see the screen from this angle, and I'm only just sitting right near it. I can barely make out what it says on here, so I'm just guessing. We have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data usage, audio profiles, display, storage, battery, application, location services, security, language and input, backup and reset, Google, add account, of course we can, date and time, scheduled power on and off, accessibility, develop options, enabled. Okay, that's, yeah, all right. And about tablet. So it looks like it's running Android 4 point something or other, probably 4.2, but we will see. Wi-Fi we'll connect to later. Audio profiles. Is this the best alt-inth, like on the other ones? Or, oh no, just like general and all that sort of stuff. Oh, I've exited settings, my bad. Display. Can we like up the resolution, please? Because this is just god awful. If it's a 720p display, I will literally kick myself in the nuts. All right, let's go storage. So internal storage 2 gig, but then wait for it. There it is. There, 512 gig. Yeah, 512 gig. So it's a really nice try there. I wonder what the battery is actually in this. 12 days, 12 hours, 1 minute. That's a long time on battery. Okay, 74%, which is plenty of time for us to go through all of this sort of crap. Let's go to about tablet, where we can see some really interesting stuff like the Pro 8.4 as the model number, which usually it's the GT i9 something or other from Samsung, but it's just Pro 8.4. Hey, I might be wrong about that, but you never know. Android 4.4.2, the build number, custom build number, all that sort of stuff. And further within settings, we have like the battery percent and, you know, IMEI and serial number. And actually, is there any? Yeah, serial number. Is it the, yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. Well done. Yep, all looks pretty good. So, yeah, I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi and we'll see what this thing can do. Let's try and go on to Google. Was Chrome installed on here? I can't remember. No, it wasn't. All right. Alright, so that was a bit of a weird one. The Google app decides to just not work and says check my connection, whereas the browser works fine. So that's okay. Hey, look, it's Inception. It's my desk.
Series in which I buy things off Wish and see if they're any good. That's pretty much it. Keeping consistent with my series of buying clone phones, and so I searched up on Wish and I ended up finding this right here. Now, I tried finding other listings for this on Wish at the time, which was 10 days.
So that was 720p playing YouTube, and it's like struggling, of course. I can't get it to go full screen for some reason, and I can't seem to do anything else because this browser is pretty outdated, so I'd have to put Google Chrome on here. But I think we all get the idea. This does work with YouTube, but, you know, 720p obviously is not going to work. Look, honestly, so far, it's an average tablet. If you were to give this to someone and just, you know, use it for whatever, it's average. But I want to see if this can make a phone call. And I want to see if this can receive phone calls, because I don't know if it's going to be 3G or if it's just going to be 2G. I'll put a SIM card into it, put an SD card into it, and we'll see what this thing can do. Alright, so obviously I'm not going to try any games or anything like that on here. I might put Geekbench on here and run that and see what it does. But I've put my SIM card and SD card in, so I'm going to reboot it and then see if it detects the SIM card, because I think I've put it in correctly. Alright, no service, no service, no service, no service. Searching for new network. Holy shit. Holy shit. We have network. It's detected it. Holy crap. We need to go into sim settings and see what it's at. Like, this is a step in the right direction here. Oh, look at that. It's running 3G, which is still fine. I mean, it's perfectly fine. 3G's all right. I mean, it's still just barely usable here in Australia, but that's still something. Where's the sound? But it works. Oh, hang on. What is it using? All right, so I've called the device and I'm currently on a call with it. But if you can hear, it's like an earpiece is built into here somewhere and not actually playing through the built-in speakers. See, if I was to now go back to the call, if I chuck it on that, there we go. Now they're both working. There's an earpiece built into here somewhere. So you could literally put this up to the side of your face and use this as a phone. Alright, well that is slightly interesting. So it has 3G and it has an earpiece, unless one of these doubles as an earpiece. But I'm going to try the speakers anyways. Let's go to File Manager and see if Mick Gordon's Rip and Tear plays. Hopefully it does. Ah, okay. So this here is the earpiece. This here is just the single firing speaker, of course, which means, hang on, but the microphone's here. But the microphone's at the bottom here. So why is the earpiece... This doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. Why would the earpiece be here when the microphone's right next to it? If you're holding it up to your ear, unless you're holding it... Oh, okay, this doesn't make any sense. And I better not... I'm not going to worry about it, but calls work. The speakers work. Well, speaker. Just this one works. As when we tear it down, we'll see. Camera-wise, I think it'll be... Oh, how to use camera, because I've never used camera before. That is the rear one. And the front one is going to show my silly setup and my Note 9. So it seems to work. Oh, let's go into settings. Let's see what the... Oh, Jesus Christ. Picture size, 1 megapixel. just one. Just one. Oh God, this is going to be fun. And the video size, we'll just do fine quality. Okay, well, I'll do some camera tests and I'll splice it in right now for you. Okay, and we are testing the quality of the Samsung Galaxy Pro Tab 8.4, I can't remember the name of it. The video quality looks wonderful. And we have 0 autofocus. 0. Like, holy moly, the colours are just so washed out. That's terrible. To be honest, I think the front camera looks better than the rear camera. Just my opinion. Alright, so I have not done the camera test, but hopefully you've just seen footage from this device. It's nighttime, that's when I usually film anyways. I can imagine that the footage from this is going to be absolutely god-awful, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, future self. I think it's time for the specs. Alright, so googling GT P6100 that's located on the back of this pretty much comes up with the China tablet stuff. So it kind of doesn't really match up with anything in particular. Anyways, let's go ahead and do the spec application stuff, because I want to see what this thing is running. Like, what could it be possibly running? We've had phones from, what, the Note 10 that I recently reviewed, with 1 gig of RAM and, what, 8 gig of storage? So this was released, what, 2013, 2014. What could it be possibly running? I mean, it's pretty, like, fluid. So, we'll see. Alright, I have the usual lineup here with Antutu, CPU Identify, and CPU Z. So let's start off with Antutu and see what it comes up with. Also, this is an older version. This is 4, because the other one didn't work. Brand, Tenovo. Not Lenovo, Tenovo. Just, okay, why not? The model is a Pro 8.4, 4.4.2, MT6572. 800 by 400 resolution screen, holy shit. 1.9 megapixel camera, the IMEI. RAM is 512 meg, and the internal storage is 2 gig. Well, I assume 2 gig, maybe 4 gig, because that says system and then internal. We have a dual-core processor. That's good. 2 megapixel camera, battery level is 64%, and a bunch of sensors that are not supported. Alright, let's try CPU Z and see what that comes up with, but I think we've established the specifications. Yep, MediaTek dual-core processor, 512 meg of RAM with an 800 by 480 display. But yeah, Tenovo. It's not a Lenovo, it's a Tenovo. You thought it was a Samsung? No, it's a Tenovo. Tenovo. 4.4.2, no root access, which is, yeah. Battery, thermal, sensors, and an ad. Well, this is quite awkward. Okay. Alright, but yep, Tenovo. MT6572, dual core. Yeah, I'd say 4 gig internal memory, and then 512 meg of RAM with 82 meg free. So there you go. Screen resolution is, yeah, we'll just say 480 by 800. So in device name, it says Tab 4 Plus. That's strange. Alrighty, so I think that is pretty much everything with this device. We know that it's running 512 meg of RAM, a dual-core processor, probably 4 gigs of onboard storage, but I want to know what the battery is actually in this, if it's like a tiny little one, or if it's going to be like 2 of them stacked together. I really want to know. And also the screen is like 480 by 800, which is like wonderful. But for 2014 though, it would have been good for a kid or something like that back in 2014, if it's 2014. You know, just to browse the web really slowly and watch videos in like 144p. Yeah, it's reasonable. It doesn't have the TouchWiz UI stuff or anything like that. It's just sort of Android with a bit of Samsung icons, and that's really it. But otherwise it seems to be bare bones stock Android, which is pretty good. But what I want to do now is I want to take it apart. And I haven't done the camera test as usual, but let's take it apart and see what's inside of it. That's it. Also, throughout this whole entire video, the brightness level of this is just, you can't even see it. So hopefully during editing, I'll be able to fix that. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. I still can't believe this thing was actually able to make calls and receive them. That's just unbelievable. With no signs of easy access into this thing, I assume that it's going to be just pry off the back housing and then we should be able to see everything. So without further ado, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I've unsnapped the snaps. Are you ready? Oh boy. Oh fuck. Oh my god. Let's go this way. We have a quote unquote 4,800 milliamp hour battery sitting right here. Oh my god. Honestly, I thought the battery might be slightly bigger. But nah, they just glued it into place. Anyway, that's fine. But there's one of the speakers there. So that one would be the earpiece one. So we're going to have to disassemble this further and have a look, because I'm pretty sure there's an earpiece right under here. But we will see. I can't disconnect the battery because of this mess here. So I'll just leave that. So there is a sticker there that has P012CYH20S15, MT6572S4 plus 4. Yeah, it says S4 plus 4. Oh, because it's a tab 4. Okay, plus 4 gigs of storage. Okay, that makes sense now. Rightio. Someone's wrote POIL on it or something like that. I'm not really too sure. Anyways, I'm going to take off the board and we're going to just see what's under here. I think the LCD will literally just fall out of this plastic frame as well. I'm pretty sure of it anyways. I was pretty spot on with the date as well, being 2014, so that's good. Alright, update. I can't quite get this out because it's somehow adhered to the back of the LCD, and I don't want to rip it out in case I kill the LCD, which I might have already done. But there's only one speaker. So I'm theorizing that this actually works as the earpiece. You can use it as a loudspeaker, like a normal phone speaker, but that's where the sound was coming from, and this grill up here is just for decoration. So that's where you hold it up to your face, and that's where the microphone is. So that's how the phone function works. I think we get a rough idea of what's going on here. And we got our little baby camera just there with the other one on the other side of it too. Yeah. Well, that was interesting. We can see the SD card slot and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I think we know what's inside of here. So I'm going to connect everything back up and switch it back on and see if it works still. Hopefully it does. It cracked a number of times. I've also just found on this board, there's a little thing there that says SIM 2. So there probably could have been dual SIM on this thing at one point, which is obviously useless here in Australia because we don't support 2G anymore, but still, that would have been a cool option. I mean, back then, it would have been cool. It still works, so I'm happy. Alrighty, folks, I think that'll just about do it for this stupidly long review about this Samsung clone tablet thing from 2014 with 512 meg of RAM, 4 gig of storage, really shitty display, really crappy internal layout. I mean, it probably would have been good back then, as I said, but now it's just, the fact that you can make calls on it though. So, as we seen in the teardown, you hold it up here and the mic's down here, so you would walk around with this thing. I'm just holding it up to my face for reference, and Jesus Christ, that looks so stupid. But hey, there you go. There it is in all its glory. It has a SIM card slot, still accepts 3G. That's pretty cool in my opinion. And for $4 whole, this made for a very stupidly long video, but I hope you guys did enjoy this. I like doing these clone videos, and I like just rambling and just taking my time having a look at them and stuff like that. I know sometimes you guys go, no, it's a little too long and all that sort of stuff. I understand that, but that's why I always include timestamps, so you can just skip through, see the most important bits, and then just, you know, go off and do whatever you want to do. It is a pretty weird one to come across, and I'll probably just leave it in its case that it came with, and leave it to the side possibly, because I don't know what else I'm going to do with it. I've done the video on it, now I don't have any practical use for it. It'll probably just go with the rest of my clones that I've got, which I've got quite a lot of them. So I will be trying to make at least one clone video a week to sort of make up for everything. Thank you very much for watching this long-ass review of this Samsung Tab Pro 8.4 GT P61 100,000 thing. I can't really remember the number of it. Let me know what you think of this thing down in the comments below for 2014. It's not too bad. Just one thing I just want to address lastly. Just one more thing. Why would you stick a screen protector on the back of the device? Unless they were going to plan to put it back on the front of it at one point and they just never did. But why would they just stick it on the back? I have no idea. Alright everyone, thank you very much for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one, which, yeah, we'll see what it is. If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.